diferenza sawa entre vino
kwa mwaka sasa. Sababu baadhi ya kabila wanasema kabila.
here when they mention in the constitution that the president
Labda baiba mkawa minyo. Tenga tengie munga. Next time. We talk about the next. I can make it.
Hello ladies and gents, welcome. Now today, due to COVID-19, we have more than 1.1 million deaths globally, with more than 221,000 deaths in the United States alone. Now, as scientists from all over the universe are hustling and racing to find treatment, a remedy, and other solutions to COVID-19, two of them stand up. A 14-year-old Indian American girl has won $25,000 US in a 3 million young scientist contest for a discovery that could provide a potential remedy to COVID-19. Anika Chibrol.
You only have to go to Independence High School in Frisco to find a student being called America's top young scientist.
It's exciting. I'm still trying to process everything.
A potential cure to the influenza virus.
Meet Anika Shibrolu, who at the ripe old age of 14 recently won the 3M Young Scientist Challenge and $25,000. It's for her work on a cure for COVID-19, or as she more accurately puts it,
And I developed this molecule which can bind to a certain protein on the SARS-CoV-2 virus. And this protein, by binding to it, it'll stop the function of the protein. So I started with a database of over 698 million compounds.
Anika was only in middle school when she entered the contest months ago and originally planned her project to involve seasonal flu. She later changed it to COVID-19 and says she was driven by the scope of the pandemic and the people who were suffering.
And we just always have this constant fear, like who's going to get infected by the coronavirus.
Anika describes herself as a typical teenager who, not surprisingly, plans to pursue a career as a medical researcher when she gets out of school.
My grandpa, when I was younger, he used to always push me towards science. He was actually a chemistry professor, and he used to always tell me to learn the periodic table of elements and learn all these things about science. And over time, I just grew to love it.
Right now, she's balancing her search for a COVID cure in between classical Indian dance training, and from these sketches, also practicing her skills as a very good artist.
I describe myself as a person who aspires to be a lot of things.
That's exciting to hear from this 14-year-old who's already accomplished so many things.
A lot of things indeed. Now thanks to Grandpa for advising her to be reading the periodic table of elements, because here we are. I mean, whatever you spend most of your time on reflects what is vital and what is primordial to you. It also determines what you're going to be. I mean, this story, how amazing, how inspiring, how empowering. I mean, isn't everything about this story flabbergasting? The fact that she's only 14 years old and she has done these discoveries. The fact that she's only 14 years old and she has this much knowledge. The fact that she's only 14 years old and she has this type of mindset. The mindset of contributing. The mindset of doing something for the community. The fact that she was in middle school when she entered the contest. Now to all the middle schoolers and high schoolers out there, there's no need to spend 2 hours every morning in front of a mirror doing your makeup, because that would be ignoring that we don't go to school to show our beauty, but to get educated and acquire knowledge. And there's no need to spend 5 hours every day playing video games if you don't spend that much time on your studies, unless you want to become a professional video player or something like that. Now I really hope Anika's findings can become an actual remedy to COVID-19. I want to know something is going to be. Now, as other scientists keep the ball rolling with their researches to find a COVID-19 treatment, we had to find ways, or best ways, to diminish the spread of COVID-19. An 18-year-old young man, a high school senior and already an EMT, has created a mobile COVID-19 testing lab they'll be providing a rapid COVID-19 test and give you results in 15 minutes. Taft rolling.
Area high school senior has more on his plate than just going back to school. He's actually starting a mobile COVID testing lab.
Yeah, you heard that right, huh? Taft Foley, the third, raised $60,000 this summer to help purchase this right here, what he calls a lab on wheels. His father and a business partner pitched in the rest to establish Texas Mobile Medical Labs for the first testing van. For a fee, they'll offer a rapid test, and similar to other private clinics, a patient can get results within 15 minutes. What sets them apart, Foley says, is that they can go to their patients. Nothing new for the 17-year-old here. At age 15, Foley was the youngest Black Eagle Scout in the 70-year history of his troop. This summer, he organized mass giveaways and became a certified EMT. He's also a championship wrestler at Kincaid.
I just think of it as people need help, and me sitting on my bed doing nothing isn't really doing anything for society. So I figured, why not try to reach my hand out to make a change however I can.
Well, Taft plans to have his mobile testing van open in the next couple of weeks, and he believes it's the first one in the state. And not surprisingly, he hopes to be a doctor one day.
Yeah, that's right. If I stay sleeping in my bed, there's nothing I'm helping my community with. That's why before we ask what has the community done for me, we have to first ask, what have I done for my community? Now, what intrigued him in creating this lab is the fact that he had to wait in line for 2 hours to get a COVID-19 test. Now, what makes this lab special is that not only that you can get the results in 15 minutes, that means if you went to them, by the time you get home, or even before you get home, you already have your results through text or through an email. But also the fact that they can come to you, the fact that you don't have to go to them, the fact that they can come to your house, the fact that they can come to your company, the fact that they can come to you anywhere, the fact that you don't have to go to them necessarily, just makes this special. Because you can just be at home and call them, hey, I'm not feeling good, can you give me a test? They'll come to give you a test. You can be at work, you call them as an employee as an employer for your employees, and just anybody can call them for a fee though. I believe God created everybody for a purpose. Now if you don't know yours, start finding out. Ladies and gents, may God be with us, may God protect us, and we are still together.
Diferença sawa entre vino
Kwa mwa pasa. Kwa baadhi ya kabila wanasema kabila.
here when they mention in the constitution that the president
Kama hivyo mkawa,